Good afternoon, Valley sports fans and video game nerds alike. I am your host, as I always am, Silver Surge, coming straight back at you with a brand new, fresh video. And today we're going to be finishing up our 4-part series of the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale Reboot series. Yay! It's finally here. Yeah, so I am really excited to talk about this video because it kind of connects the dots and ties everything up and rehashes everything that I discussed in prior videos, but it also is going to add a few more little bonuses that I feel like I needed to talk about. The last 3 videos, I kind of threw everything out there together. I had a bunch of thoughts that I just kind of splattered against the wall and talked them out without really smoothing the edges on the conversation. So today I'm going to be doing more of a more well-rounded discussion about the game idea. And I really hope you enjoy this video, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, last week, that's really what it was. I talked about the characters in the first video, then in the second video I got into the stages and the sidekicks, which are basically like assist trophies in Smash Bros, and then the items. This time I'm going to kind of revisit all of that really quickly, and then we're going to jump into the last few items. We're not going to cover every single character that I discussed because it's going to take way too long, but I had 51 characters I think I had discussed, and we're going to just count them by their series. So we had 3 from Overwatch, 3 from God of War, 3 from Assassin's Creed, 3 from Fallout 4, we had 3 from Dragon Quest, 2 from Bioshock, we had 3 from Tekken 7, 3 from Valkyria Chronicles, 2 from Destiny, 2 from Infamous, we had 1 from Dead Space, 2 from Resident Evil, we had single representatives from Black Ops 4, we had Devil May Cry, Fortnite, Horizon Zero Dawn, and then we had Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Monster Hunter, Raiden, Ratchet and Clank, and then we had Gravity Rush, Parappa, we had Heavenly Sword, Starhawk, Radic, Tomb Raider, etc., etc., etc. So that's all basically the content from those characters. I included stages after that. We went with 4 Overwatch stages, 3 Horizon Zero Dawn stages. We had 2 from Dead Space, 3 from Dragon Quest. We had 2 from Valkyria Chronicles, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, at least. Let me see. Let me check my list again. Yeah, we had 2 from Valkyria Chronicles. 4 from Monster Hunter. We had 3 from Tekken 7, 2 from Killzone, 3 from Jak and Daxter, 2 from Destiny, 1 from Uncharted, 3 from Resident Evil. We had single representation from Heavenly Sword, Ape Escape, 2 from Starhawk, 1 from Parappa, 3 from Ratchet and Clank, 3 from God of War, 2 from Assassin's Creed, 3 from Sly Cooper, 3 from Fallout 4, and then single representative again from Infamous, Resistance, and The Last of Us. Oh, and then there's 3 from Bioshock. So that rounds out all the stages. For sidekicks, this one's I kind of have to talk about. But really quick, I'll say their names. Flying Fox we took from Heavenly Sword, Carmelita from Sly Cooper, Captain Quark from Ratchet and Clank, we had Medusa and Satyr from God of War, we had Divider from Dead Space, Patriot, Songbird, and the Splicers from the Bioshock series, Lazarus, Slime, and Lizzie, define your Dragon Quest sidekick characters. Oh, and Desdemona, excuse me, there was 4. Yoshimitsu and Leo Kliesen, I think, from Tekken 7. Captain Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. Winston, Diva, and Widowmaker came from Overwatch. We have Sasha and Kessler from Infamous. And then the Snapmaw and Glinthawk from Horizon Zero Dawn. Uberbot 888 from Jak and Daxter. Aeropan Commando from Jak and Daxter. Hunk, Hypnos, and Tyrant R from Resident Evil. Plasma and Fetish from Devil May Cry, Deathclaw, and Super Mutant from Fallout 4, Raven from Gravity Rush, Tetrum from Uncharted, and the Great White Shark from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that covers the sidekicks. Items, we had Eve from Bioshock, we had Eldritch Sword from Dragon Quest, we had Loot Box from Overwatch, we had Crate from an unspecified series. We'll get into that later. Submachine Gun from Resident Evil, Amp from Infamous, Gatling Gun from Red Dead Redemption. We had Damage Trap from Fortnite. We had First Aid Box from Fallout 4, the Grand Finale Ball, which is like the final smash. Hunter's Bow from Monster Hunter, Air Grabber from Bioshock Infinite, Wampa Fruit from an unspecified series, Jetpack from Fortnite, Flamethrower from Resident Evil, Plasma Grenade from Fallout 4, Blades of Exile from God of War, Leviathan Axe, God of War, and rounding out, Spartan Shield from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So that covers everything that I've talked about in prior videos. Now, let's move on to everything I haven't talked about. That is going to be, you guessed it, DLC content. Yes, you can't have a game without having DLC content. I mean, you can, but if you want it to succeed in the long run, continue to have that appeal for people to want to continue playing it, DLC is probably a wise move on your part. So, I included a few DLC characters, a few DLC items, and a few DLC stages. And that is the last thing I will be talking about in this 4-part series. Let's get started with our first DLC character. To round out the Dragon Quest characters, we have Caesar, who is going to be our 4th representative from the Dragon Quest series. I chose Caesar because he represents Cloud in the fact that he holds himself with a giant sword, and I think his game mechanics and playstyle could work the exact same way as Cloud from Final Fantasy and Smash. I think Caesar is a very strong, very masculine character, and it would help with Dragon Quest representation because with Jade or Martina and Bianca we have 2, and then we only had 1 male representative from Dragon Quest. So with Caesar and Angelo, you have now 2 males, 2 females. So it made sense. My next DLC character, I have Booker DeWitt from Bioshock Infinite. I mean, if you have Elizabeth, you kind of have to have Booker DeWitt. They go hand in hand, and spoiler alert if you have not played the game already, Booker is related to Elizabeth, and you can't get mad at me for spoiling that because the game's been out forever, so if you didn't know that by now, that's your fault, not mine. So that gives us 3 Bioshock characters. We have Big Daddy, Elizabeth, and Booker DeWitt. So I think those would be 3 fantastic choices for the Bioshock series. Our next character we have is Devil Jin from Tekken 7, and he's basically going to be an echo of Jin. He's basically Jin with black angel wings and claws on his hands and chains. So I think he'd be a really unique, fun fighter. I think unlike Jin, he could probably fly because he has wings, but other than that, his movesets will probably be the same. Hence the reason why I would call him an echo or a clone of Jin, because it's still Jin, but it's called Devil Jin. So that is our next one, and then the one after that, we have another representative, our second representative from Dead Space. We have Cult Leader, and I think Cult Leader would be a welcome addition because you have Isaac Clarke, the main protagonist of the series, and then you have Cult Leader, the main antagonist and villain of the series, so you have that kind of good versus bad transition going on from Dead Space. And then Cult Leader would be very horrifying to play against, but also very exciting, given that they could make him a very unique moveset. I don't know how they would go about that, but I would really love to see how it would work out, and I think that would be a phenomenal choice as a DLC character. The next choice we have is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, and I had the Gatling gun. That's why I kind of smirked when I said the Gatling gun before. So that was the only Red Dead Redemption thing we had from Red Dead Redemption in the game. But then I included a DLC character, and that's Arthur Morgan, who is one of the main characters in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I think either the game just dropped or it's about to drop, but I would see no reason why you shouldn't, if you were to make an all-star Battle Royale PlayStation game, include a Red Dead Redemption character. And I thought none other than Arthur Morgan would be a perfect example of like a Western cowboy figure. And he can have like, you know, his pistol and rope, so he kind of works kind of like McCree from Overwatch, but you know, it gives you that Western feel, and I think that'd be a really great, solid pick. These last 2, I'm kicking myself for not including them in the base roster. I could not believe I forgot them. They're 2 classic icons of PlayStation, and I think it might even in this case work better that they are DLC because it would get more people to buy them because of how big their names are, but I'm still like, I'm like, you're an idiot for forgetting these, but that's Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot. It's more like, you know, duh, how could you not include those? You know, they've been with PlayStation for what seems like an eternity. They've been there since, I think, the original PlayStation. And it's just kind of like a no-brainer. You have to have Spyro and Crash Bandicoot in a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, a reboot. It just has to happen. Like I'm actually kind of I'm surprised they weren't even in the first installment, the real thing, because like, you know, they're so popular. Like, why would you include all the characters you have and not have Spyro? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Everybody loves Spyro. Everybody loves Crash Bandicoot. It just doesn't make sense for them not to include them. But, I mean, for the most part, I think Battle Royale tried way too hard to get out of the box, go outside the box with their thinking, and they just included a bunch of trash characters that nobody cares about. I'm not saying all the characters are trash. I'm just saying there was a lot of characters on the roster that are trash. So yeah, no disrespect to Kratos or Nathan Drake or Radek or any of those popular PlayStation characters. I'm just saying, like Parappa, no one gives a crap about. Fat Princess, no one gives a fuck about. It's just there's a lot better choices out there. Spike from Ape Escape. Come on, there's so many better options out there, and Spyro and Crash are perfect choices. So yeah, you kind of have to go. Those two go hand in hand as well. With the Spyro edition, I think that would be a little bit better than or bigger than the Crash Bandicoot release. So I decided to give a couple of stages alongside a Spyro release as well. And I chose Dragon Temple and Valley of Avalar. And those are two prominent stages in the Spyro universe. And I think this would be very well represented in a Battle Royale type game. So I kind of thought, if you're going to include Spyro, you have to include Spyro stages. You have to. With Crash, I didn't give him a stage, but I did give him a couple of items, and that's what I said, specified series before. You've had Loot Box for Overwatch to be an item carrier, and then you have the crate, and that comes from Crash Bandicoot. And then the other one was the Wampa Fruit, which is basically a health recovery item. So you've got the Wampa Fruit in the first aid box from Fallout 4, and those are your, damage recovery items. So yeah, so Spyro gets in the game, he gets 2 stages. Crash gets in the game, he gets 2 items. And I thought that was fair. There probably might be some really cool Crash Bandicoot stages that might be a possibility for future DLC if this was a real thing. But I decided, I'm lazy. I don't want to really go over this any more than I already have. So I think Spyro and his stages were enough for me. And besides, if this game were to actually ever happen, there would be a lot of licensing agreement that needs to take place first to get permission to use all these characters. So it would take some time, and I don't think it would be released right away. But I mean, it's a fun discussion topic. I really think this was a great issue to, well, not issue, but discussion piece to go over and kind of speculate on. I think this was really fun. I did thoroughly enjoy talking about this game series and how it has the potential to be so much better. And I really do think if someone had the money and ran with it, they could make this game into a cash cow. But it's unfortunate because, like I said, the All-Stars game is probably dead. I don't think it's likely to ever realistically ever get a sequel, and that's too bad because there's so much potential that they could do with a sequel. And this series just, like I said, proves it. There's so much untapped potential in the PlayStation universe, and they don't have to directly copy Smash Bros. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Use their method, their mechanics, and then just slap PlayStation characters into it, and boom, there you go. And I think it would do very well. I think it would be very popular. But yeah, so that concludes this little 4-part series. I really hope you guys enjoyed my content today. Thank you for watching so much. If you have any more to include, like some of my other commenters have, please feel free to comment down below with inclusions you think would be necessary, or better selections, or if you like what I have to say, I'll take compliments too. So again, thanks guys for watching. I really enjoyed doing this discussion thread. I feel like it all came together at the last video, and I'm really proud of it. And I've got nowhere to go up from here but up in future game series discussion videos. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button at the very bottom of the screen if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate that. It helps me go a long way in improving my content and providing quality entertainment for you guys. I do this for free. I don't make any money off of it. I don't have enough subscribers yet, but I still enjoy doing it. I'm doing this just for pure fun. So I really enjoy it, and I really hope I have your guys' support as well. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I'll have more content out real soon. I will see you guys next time. Have a grand rest of your day. God bless. Take care. I'll see you next time. Peace.